For months, I thought my AI prompts were good enough. I mean, the coloring pages looked okay, they were usable. Some of them even looked, so to say, professional. But every time that I compared them to best-selling coloring books or coloring books that are selling really well on Amazon, something always felt off. Some pages were clean, others looked broken. And then I started asking myself one question: what exactly was I missing? And this is where things get interesting, because it wasn't the AI that was the problem. It was the way I was talking to it. You see, most people do this when creating AI coloring pages. They type something like, "Give me a cute cat and dog having picnic." And then they expect AI to figure out everything else. I mean, the spacing, the line quality, the background structure. But AI doesn't guess consistently. For example, I just did this and generated it. Now, it may look okay at a first glance, but when you zoom into it, you begin to see a little bit of inconsistency. For example, you can see this kite coming out of nowhere. And that is where most coloring book starts falling apart. So I changed my approach completely. So instead of writing requests like, "Give me a cute cat and dog having a picnic," I started designing my prompts like systems. And the first thing I discovered was this: the quality of your coloring page depends less on creativity and more on structure. So I built what I now call the reference locked prompt system. And I'm going to show you what it is. You see, AI is something that learns from something. And the easiest way to make AI give you results in a certain pattern is to give it a reference. And in this case, a visual reference is the most reliable one. Now, I'm using Claude AI. You could use any AI of your choice, but I like Claude AI. Why? Because when it comes to, in terms of breaking down details, it is very, very detailed. So the first step is simple. You don't start with a text. Like, you don't go straight into whatever AI tool you want to create and start giving it text. You start with a reference image. And in this case, I'm using this image. And that's because this reference image teaches AI what good looks like before you even think of crafting the prompt. So instead of asking AI to generate immediately, instead, I ask it to break the image down. You want to tell AI to study it, maybe in terms of the complexity, the drawing style, the hand-drawn feel, wobbly lines, the details in the background, the image drawing style. And then I want you to use your analysis to create my coloring book, but of a different theme or scene. So you can see there's no copying. We are bringing in our own unique spin to it. So now I'm saying also help me with a different image theme or scene to use for my coloring book. And this is where things start changing, because once I did this, my results stopped being random. They became consistent. There was a lot more consistency. There was lesser distortion. And now Claude AI has studied the image. You can see it gave us a line work and hand-drawn feel, the complexity level, the composition pattern, the character object style, and all of that. Now, I don't write the prompt immediately. I design the scenes first. You could decide to add everything in one prompt above, like I did here. Help me with different image things or scenes. You can decide to add it here, or you could decide to add it in a new prompt after AI has studied that. And then when I design the scenes, I design it like a director. I define where the characters are placed, what the foreground looks like, what the background contains, what must not appear in the image. Only after that do I think of generating the prompt. Now, in this case, AI asked me what direction feels right for your new coloring book theme, and I chose Cozy Hobbies. And of course, it gave me some scene ideas. And now I'm going to go with the first one just to see this particular prompt structure in action. And now with this first one, I'm now saying I'll go with this first one: bunny knitting a scarf by a window, yarn basket at its feet. Now, using your analysis earlier, I want you to design the scene in terms of the positioning of every detail. The complexity should be at the same level as the image I attached. Now, we're not copying the images, we are copying the structure that made these images work, the structure that made these images sellable. Make sure the outlines are complete and connected. Clean, thick outlines, hand-drawn feel, and every other thing you analyzed from the previous image should be added. And now Claude AI has given me all of this, everything. Now, only after this do I go ahead to generate the prompt. So I'm saying I would like to use AI to create the image, so give it to me in form of a prompt. And then this is the prompt that goes here. By the way, if you want me to share this exact full reference locked prompt structure, I'd like you to comment the word structure in the comment section below. And if I see enough comments, I will drop the full version in the pinned comment. Now I have the full prompt. I've combined everything into a structured prompt. You can see that now this is just one particular image to be generated, and the prompt looks so detailed. Not a sentence, not a request, a system. And this system includes the style rules, the scene structures, the positioning, and even strict constraints like no shading, no gray fills, no cross hatching, all outlines fully closed and connected, no broken or floating lines, and the likes. Only then, once I've done this, can I then go ahead to create the image. Now, to create the image, as much as structure prompting is good, you need to use the right AI tool. So I've pasted the prompt here. So this is the particular AI tool I use. I've attached the link in the description. So far, it gives better images. It knows how to handle complexity really well, and the distortion is very, very minimal. Now, I'm going to show you the difference, compare it side by side, same AI, same idea, and we're going to show you the different outcome. The first one is the detailed one after we have done the reference locked prompt structure. And the second one is just simply using the scene idea, Bonnie knitting a scarf by a window, yarn basket at his feet, and all that, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to add this one here. Now for this one, I've put in the difficulty level as teenagers. Now this particular AI tool does have a way for you to control the complexity depending on, of course, who your target audience is, whether children, toddlers, teenagers, or adults. In this case, I'm going to leave it at teenagers. While for this one, I'm also going to use teenagers because we're comparing it side by side. The dimension, I'm leaving it as square, same as here. I'm generating one batch for each of them. I'm going to turn on all of this as well, private, upscale for print, and I'm going to generate both. Now, these are the two. You can see the same AI, the same idea, completely different outcome. Now, can you see that this particular one to the right that followed the reference lock prompt system actually kind of followed the image structure? You can see, it has a cute feel. However, in this case, this one gave an overly matured rabbit. Again, as well, this one has a lot more detail in the background. Why? Because we were able to control the detail. But in this case, the background is completely empty. Also, you can see in the knitting this one has on, you can see some parts are washed away, which is not really good, especially when you are creating coloring books for KDP, because these are what customers are buying. Now, just in case you feel this is like a one-off thing or this is a coincidence, I'm going to do again for the second scene idea, and I'm going to show you the difference as well. Again, this is the prompt for the second one. If I should scroll up just to show you, you can see cat reading a book in a window nook, teacup on a side table. So I'm going to copy this, and we're going to do the same experiment as well. So I'm going to paste that here. Again, I'm going to go to the detailed prompt, which I asked AI. By the way, I just copied the same prompt I used earlier. I said I'll go with the second one. Now, using your analysis earlier, I want you to design the scene and all that in terms of the position of every detail, the complexity, the same level as the image attached, and all of that. And I'm saying I would like to use AI to create the image, so give it to me in form of a prompt. So now we have the prompt here as well, and I'm going to copy every single thing to the end. I'm heading back again, and I'm going to paste. I've pasted the two prompts and all of the other things remaining the same. I'm going to go ahead and generate both, each of them having one batch each. I'm going to go ahead and generate. Now, this is the one that the AI tool gave us when we did not use any detailed prompting. You can see the image, it looks okay, there's no distortion, but it looks sort of incomplete in terms of the background. Now, in this case over here, you can see the background looks much more fuller. The cat looks more different because now we were able to control the cat even better. And again, the images look good, no distortion as well. You can tell that the lines kind of feel wobbly, doesn't feel so perfect. You can see here, and that is the same way that we crafted the prompt to be. And even most importantly, it looks consistent with the other image that we generated. Like both of them look like they can sit in the same coloring book. So I'm going to show you both images. This is the image we generated using the detailed prompts. And here as well on the left is the image we generated using the detailed prompt as well. And if you look at them side by side, they both look like they could sit in the same coloring book because they both have the same level of detailing. They both have the same image structure, all because we use the reference locked prompt structure. On the other end, this is the image that was generated without the detailing prompt. And this is the other image as well. They both look different. They don't look like they can sit in the same coloring book. Same AI, same idea, but completely different outcome. Because once you understand this way of building prompts, you stop hoping that AI gives you good results and you start designing them on purpose. Again, I've attached the link for this AI tool in the description. When you sign up, I think you get about a few credits just to test out, but your images are going to be watermarked. But if you want to be able to, really leverage and use the reference lock prompt system, create better coloring images with less distortions that look more consistent in your coloring book, you need to be subscribed to the pricing plan. However, the good thing is that there's a 30% off on the yearly plan, so you get to save more while investing in more. And if you want to leverage this best, I suggest you start with the hobby or the professional. The professional, of course, gives you much more options, gives you much more credit, and you get to be able to use more features. If you want to scale your coloring book business and create a lot of coloring books, then the business plan is a good idea for you. However, if you just want to test things out, know what is what, then you may want to start with the starter plan. There's also the credit top-up packs. However, this only works when you already have a subscription plan. So this credit top-up pack is basically like when you already subscribed and you're still within the subscribed month, but somehow your credit got exhausted, you can actually top up with any of the credit top-up packs during that subscribed month. Now, here's the interesting part. If you want to see how I use this full prompt structure, including a coloring book bestseller, just to show you how well this prompt structure can help you create coloring images that could look just as good as a bestseller, you want to check out the video I've attached to your screen right now. Ciao.